Do you know we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil? Nobody knows it. You know who doesn't know about it? Iran, until right now.
Trump's own ministers appear to be divided over the administration's moves on Iran, with conflicting statements and policy signals exposing fractures that complicate unified decision-making at a sensitive moment. While President Trump has publicly accused Iran of looting oil amid the war, the U.S. Energy Secretary was reportedly unaware of key details, a disconnect that has raised questions about coordination and who actually oversees strategic energy actions. The president dropped a dramatic claim that the United States is taking millions of barrels of oil from Iran, an allegation that surprised allies and sparked immediate scrutiny over its basis and the potential legal and diplomatic consequences. Mr. Trump's assertion has put the Energy Secretary in an awkward political position, forcing a scramble to explain or refute the allegation and exposing the administration to criticism that senior officials are not aligned on high-stakes Iranian oil policy. U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright said he was unaware that the United States was reportedly taking oil out of Iran, a statement that surprised lawmakers and observers who expected senior energy officials to be briefed on operations with such strategic and legal implications. Wright was intensely questioned during a House committee hearing on June 10, where members pressed him to explain the apparent gap between the president's public remarks and the department's knowledge or involvement in any oil seizure activity. After acknowledging he had been unaware, Wright told lawmakers he did not believe the president was deliberately lying, a remark meant to preserve political decorum while trying to square the public comments with his own lack of briefing. Wright added that the president had been casually talking about efforts to stop Iran's oil flow, language that framed the remarks as informal commentary rather than an official announcement of covert operations or authorized seizures. His testimony came in the wake of President Trump's public claim that we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil from Iran, an assertion that has prompted intense scrutiny from Congress, legal experts, and international partners about the facts and authority behind such actions.
Something you didn't know. Do you know we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil? Nobody knows it. You know who doesn't know about it? Iran, until right now. We took out the other night 22 ships, late at night with no lights, because they don't have any radar, because we blasted the crap out of it. We took out, that's why oil's $85 a barrel. I mean, you take a look. Remember when I did this, I said, look, the one bad thing will be, we hit the best economy we've ever hit. And I said to my people, I had Scott, I had Howard, I had Pete, I had all of them. I had Todd in the room. I said, the one thing we have to do now, we had just hit the highest stock market in history, highest 401ks in history. Everything was going well. And I said, I hate to do this to you guys, but Iran's going to have a nuclear weapon very soon. We have to go and attack. So we hit them with the B-2 bombers, which took a lot of courage. It was totally successful. We buried it, very hard to get. But now we had to make the second move. And I said, you know, the bad part is the stock market will go down by a lot based on predictions of experts, like 25%. And it was worth it. To me, it was worth it not to have a nuclear weapon. And the other thing is that oil would go to $250 a barrel. It's at 85. The people are great. It's become a happy country, believe it or not. I mean, it's become a happy country. And we're taking out millions of barrels of oil from Venezuela. And then we went to Iran. And essentially, we've done the same thing. It doesn't look as pretty, but there's no Navy. 159 ships at the bottom of the sea. There's no Air Force. All of their planes are blown up. Most of their drones are gone. Most of their drone-making ability is gone. Most of their missiles are gone. All of their leadership is gone, so they replaced it. All of that leadership is gone, so they replaced it. And that's the people we're dealing with now. And I think they're going to want to make a deal, but we're going to find out.
Inflation to come down between now and November.
When the war's over?
Yes.
It's coming down.
I know you can't.
It's going to come down like a rock. And again, we're taking out millions, which I'm just announcing today for the first time. But we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil. Millions of barrels. Every night we took out oil. But now I'm going to...
Iran opens a new front across the Gulf, bringing key U.S. allies into the widening regional confrontation. The conflict spills across Jordan, Kuwait, and Bahrain in a single wave of missile and drone activity. The IRGC claims it launched 12 ballistic missiles at Al-Azraq Air Base in Jordan during the operation. Tehran alleges the base is used to support US F-35, F-15, and F-16 military operations in the region. IRGC said, and I quote, "The strikes were carried out in response to US attacks on sites inside Iran, including a recreational site, an industrial complex, and areas near military installations around Karaj, Nasrabad, and Peshawar, as well as a local IRGC base. Operations would continue as long as enemy aggression persists." Unquote. Jordan activates emergency procedures after reports of incoming missiles and hostile aerial activity. Residents in Amman are urged to seek shelter as fears of further escalation grip the country. The US issues a security advisory for its citizens in Jordan, urging them to remain indoors. Meanwhile, the US Embassy in Baghdad advised American citizens to depart immediately amid rising tensions. Kuwait temporarily closes its airspace as the regional security situation deteriorates rapidly. Kuwaiti military officials say air defense systems were activated to respond to potential threats. Bahrain also places its air defenses on alert as the crisis spreads across the Gulf. IRGC-linked channels release footage purportedly showing missile launches from Iran's Isfahan province. Tehran says the strikes were aimed at US military facilities and command centers across the region. As tit-for-tat attacks spread, Trump's warnings appear unable to halt the march toward wider conflict. Iran has announced the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, dramatically escalating tensions and warning Washington against further military action.
The central headquarters of Qatar Al-Anbiya announced, in continuation of the hostile actions of criminal America, and in light of the beginning of attacks by the aggressive military against certain areas in the south in Hormozgan province, effective immediately and due to insecurity in the region, the Strait of Hormuz is declared closed to the passage of all vessels, including oil tankers and commercial ships. And any transit through the strait will be targeted. The United States' claim regarding ship passage through the aforementioned strait is denied.
Tehran says all commercial and military vessels should avoid the waterway, warning that any attempt to transit the strait could face direct action. Iranian media reports that 2 vessels were hit after allegedly attempting to pass through the strait despite Tehran's restrictions. The move threatens one of the world's most important energy corridors, raising fears of disruptions to global oil supplies. The US military says fresh strikes were carried out against targets in Iran after President Trump authorized another round of operations. American officials insist the strikes are defensive in nature and were launched in response to what they describe as ongoing Iranian threats. Tehran says its air defense network responded to an alleged airspace violation, forcing a US fighter jet to withdraw from the area. Multiple explosions were reported in Bandar Abbas, adding to signs that the confrontation is spreading across southern Iran. Iranian state media says blasts were heard in Karaj, fueling speculation that fresh military activity is underway beyond the Gulf region.